Hey guys, it's Monday. Been over here working on Eliza a bit. You can't tell it now, but I cleaned up in here quite a bit over the weekend. I took some of that POR 15. I went around to the windshield and all them places I can't get to later. And I kind of done up around the firewall there. I haven't got the seam sealer on the floorboards yet, so I quit right there. That stuff's real runny to work with. If somebody handed me a can of that and told me not to make a mess, I'd have a hell of a time. Anyway, I started doing that. Got as much done as I wanted to for now. I have stripped a door panel off of this side and all the window molding out. I've got some bad rust up here. I've known about this for a while. I could see it from the outside, and I've been avoiding it, but I can no longer ignore it. It's gonna have to get fixed. On the inside, I'm gonna take some of the thin metal. I can get this curve here, and I can get the flat part down, and that will all be metal again where the headliner bow goes, and I got some window run channel that gets put back into there. The garnish molding slides over there, and then the window run channel goes on. I can get all that good. And then I think I can put the flat piece down here, so I've got the ledge here. I've got the ledge coming down here. And then I can cut it off flat, and then this curve, I don't know if I'd have very good luck trying to make that out of metal or not. I'm thinking after I get all that inner structure done, this right here might just get molded with fiberglass. But it's just gonna be one of those instances where you hear me say all the time, can we make it just a little better? And we will. We'll get something in there that we can get watertight, looking pretty good, and we can get our window seals back on too. But it might not be quite as good as Henry would have done it, but we're gonna make it work. And like I say, I've known about that all along, but up till now, I've been real good about ignoring it, if you know what I'm trying to say. This is all coming together. I've coated the inside of this rocker panel with the PR15 and the bottom, because that bottom goes right up against that running board, so you wouldn't be able to get to it later. I've done the frame down there too. So as soon as all that gets dried up, I'm gonna weld that on, start putting some seam sealer on. I've got that curve looking better there. I think the instrument panel all looks pretty good in the top. You know, I'll get in there, coat a primer on it, maybe start blocking it out. I haven't quite made it to that end yet, but I don't know, guys. I'm thinking that's all looking pretty good. We'll just put a little guide coat on it, sand it off, and kind of see where we're at. If it's pretty good, I'm gonna say good enough, you know? Yeah, I think I'm pretty happy with all that. Got this cork tape the other day I thought would work good to go between the floorboard and the frame. They had a thin piece of rubber in there before. Seems like this would do the trick. I don't know how flammable this stuff is. And I should know. I've used it many, many times at work, and I've always been sweating copper pipe around it and stuff. But I'm gonna try to light it on fire. See what happens. It's flammable. Yeah, that's fun. Just gonna have to watch it, I guess. I've been out here quietly working along this morning, and I got this rocker panel ready to weld on, so we're gonna try that now. See what happens, guys. Old Henry had that welded on pretty good. I could tell when I went to pry the old one off. I drilled in plug welds. Couldn't get it off without ruining that floor. But I've got this one welded on pretty good too. I think Henry'd like it. I think he would. Got a little bit of work to do to this B-pillar back here. And I had those trifocals on. I was having a hard time seeing. Didn't realize I had them on. I put those reading glasses on. I could see perfect. You know, now that I'm older, some of this stuff I can do a little better than what I used to. But there's other things that I'm probably worse at. And a lot of it's just because I can't see as good and I can't move as good. You know? And back then I'd get so much done. I mean, so much more done. But I was drinking beer the whole time I was doing it. I might be out here working, I might drink a 6-pack. And I guess maybe beer makes me move faster because I don't drink anymore. No, it's probably because I'm 30 years older. That's probably the problem. Could be the beer. Yeah. Anyway, I got a little bit of work left to do on this B-pillar. I'll get you guys in here and show you that. And then I think this side's pretty well ready for seam sealer. All right, guys. This foot's broke off this B-pillar down here. You can see that moving. But this whole structure down in here is good. I can put my hand down there and I can feel the bottom of it, and I can't feel a hole in it anywhere. Anyway, I got this to cut to go here. And then I've made this one. I get it formed around and get it in there. And that'll probably go on that side of that. I probably don't have to make it quite this tall. I'll probably cut it off a little bit and just get myself into more welding than I need to do. But just to get something back in there, you know. And it'd probably be about as good as what they had. The only difference was this had a little, you know, like formed in bead roll thing. I don't really have any way to duplicate that. Not good. I don't think it's worth using the 1/8" plate on because this is all structure right under here. You remember that big thing I fixed under here, that big step support thing? That's all good now, so I just got to get this tied back to it. And then I think we're ready for some seam sealer on this side, guys. This is all in there. I didn't drill plug welds. That floor only goes in there about 1/2 inch anyway, so what's the difference? And you know, it all gets covered up. So anyway, that's good and tight, good and solid. And then I still got the front of this floor pan to weld up and a little bit more over here. I'm just gonna keep welding today. The dash, I'm gonna go around and fix all the bad spots I see with a little Bondo on my finger. Because if I can see them now, I know I'm gonna see them later. And then after I get all the ones I can see, then I'll put some guide coat on there and try to find the ones I can't see. But it's looking pretty good. I'm pretty happy with all that. It's turned out nice. All right, guys, yeehaw! We got the plug welds all done up there. We got welded around the A-pillar support here. I finished welding up the back side of the tunnel there. I think I'm gonna have to figure out a way to push this floor up to weld this. I might need Colton out here to get underneath, and maybe I could put the jack under there with a block of wood or something. I'll figure that out after a bit. I got this the rest of the way welded up. Got our new foot in our B-pillar down there. That's all welded back in good. I welded it along the seam on the front. Good and solid, nothing's moving. I think the only welding left to do on this side is that front part of that transmission tunnel right there. I think this is ready for seam sealer. That's what everything's looking like. That's all welded now. I did that while you weren't watching. It's all seam sealed around the cowl, the post. All back in here. Everything cleaned up. Wasn't any pinholes anywhere or nothing. Got a real solid floor on this side, guys. I don't think there's a pinhole in there anywhere now. It's seam sealers on it. So anyway, I think that's going to do it for me today. And, next trip over, we'll just go ahead and get this side coated and start working somewhere else. Yep. Later, guys. It's the next day. Movie magic and stuff, you know. Anyway, back over here with Eliza. I'm not going to do a lot today, but what I did want to do is get this floor coated, let it dry. It's looking great, guys. Old Eliza here, she's a bit of a jalopy, I guess you might say, but she's a jalopy with a good driver's side floor now. With this being done, every bit of welding is done on the driver's side. You might remember we've got the door all welded up, and now that this is done, the only thing left to do is this up here above the window, and we can call this driver's side complete for now. I might go further with the car eventually, but we're ready to move on to the passenger side here shortly. But let me show you how this turned out. And it's wet and glossy right now. I'm not worried about adhesion on this stuff. I sanded everything with 80 grit, got it all roughed up on the new stuff, wire wheeled the old stuff. But when I did the firewall the other day, I had some drips down on the new floor pans and on the front side of the rocker where I didn't want them. It was all I could do to take them off with a grinder. That stuff got harder than the hubs of hell. And hey, thanks guys for letting me know about that stuff. And thank you, Tuck. I had no idea this stuff existed. Now that I know about it, I have a feeling I'm gonna be coating lots of my stuff with this. But anyway, yeah, it's adhered. Let me show you what it looks like. Hey, this is what we got, guys. It's all glossy and shiny right now. Where I did the firewall the other day, it's like a nice matte black. No pinholes anywhere in here that I know of. I've got a couple bolts to get back in. I've drilled the holes, or at least a small pilot hole, so I'd know where they were. I think those center ones I'm gonna have to crawl underneath and get with that little right angle drill. But then I got the rubber blocks to go back in there to support that. I'll show you from the other side here. Yeah. Yep, that's what all that's looking like, guys. Pretty happy with all of that. I'm going to be putting down that floor mat, sound deadening stuff, you know. So every bit of this is going to get covered up. I know a guy in town here that has a hoist, and I think when spring comes and the weather breaks and stuff and the car's mobile again, I'm going to try to get over there and spend a couple days and do all up underneath. And if I see any bad rust under there, I'll go ahead and fix it while I'm at it. And just coat this thing. My friend Dan, he saw a little clip of this video yesterday after I got these floors welded up. And he said, man, that's gonna easily last another 80 years. I hope so. And 80 years from now, if this rusts out again, I'll come out here and fix it. You guys can watch, right? So anyway, that's gonna do it for me today while this dries. Please like, comment, share, all those things. My analyticals are way down right now. I'm not getting very many views, but I do see I've got 1,500 returning viewers. That's great. Except I've only got 448 subscribers. I don't know how that works, but anyway, please help me out with all that, and I'll catch you on the next one, guys. I think probably on the next video, we'll start getting the rust repair all done over there so we can match both sides up and be this far with it. And then probably order the sound deadening stuff and get started on the wiring. And this up here. I know where there's another old car setting that's a 4-door. You seen it in that video where I was thinking about chopping the top off of it? If I do that, I'm not going to be using the tops of the doors or the top or anything. I wonder if I was to go over there and look at it, I wonder if I can find a curve that looks like this on the top of one of the doors or something. Slice it out and get it welded back up there. It's thought, you know. But however I go about it, it'll be just fine. It'll look good, it'll work good, everything will be hunky-dory. Just not sure yet. If I could use the metal, that would be good. If not, fiberglass. Anyway, guys, Jeremy, later.